Tuesday at 12 p.m. from Fishbowl Studios. Log on to hear sports talk from basketball to football and view your feedback on the biggest sports news you want to talk about from around the world. So be sure to log on each week Tuesdays at 12 p.m. to catch the Jamie and Gentry Show. Hope to see you soon
on Fishbowl Radio Network.
Jump in. Hey, well, this is the Jamie and Gentry Show right here on Fishbowl Radio. Live at this beautiful Fishbowl studio right here in Bedford, Texas. My name is Jamie. It's December the 6th, 2022. Welcome to the show, guys. What do we think? Now, Dallas 54, Indianapolis 19. What do we think? The main headline is OBJ. Do we need him? Do we not? This offense, what could have improved from this offense? Defensively, we already know defensively that we got the best defense in the league, so that's no problem. I do want to give a kudos to, I do want to give a prayers up to Anthony Brown. He tore his Achilles the other day, so prayers up for him. So this game, to me, let me answer the question to my viewers, guys. I think we still do need an OBJ on this team, only being because he can line up in the slot. He can give you the 3 to 5 yards that you need, plus more. Right now, if teams start to double Gallup or CD on the outside, then Odell's open. So I like to see an OBJ on this team, and that'll make us elite, maybe better than the Philly. Who knows? But now I have questions for Gabe here. He is here.
Hello,
in the flesh.
Hello.
Gabe, welcome, sir.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing all right, man. Another Cowboys victory. Couldn't ask for more. But more importantly, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. And, I think the Cowboys winning like that just puts a smile on my face a little different. So, I'm in a very good space right now.
Okay. Now, so now you look at the offense the last 3 games.
Yes.
OBJ, he got the royal treatment yesterday.
All at the Mavs game, sitting courtside.
Yeah, the fans chant his name, all 19,000 fans. He's getting the royal treatment today. I don't know what's going to happen today. Maybe he'll practice today or whatever's happening today.
Yeah.
Do we need an OBJ on this team?
Yes. And I'm going to say it from multiple perspectives.
Okay.
Because offensively, we could use him. He doesn't necessarily. I don't know if immediately he'll add that much value, but I think come playoff time, he'll be an incredible asset.
Okay.
At this stage in the game that we're at now, adding him will only make us better. There's no downside to it.
Right.
Now, the other side of it that I think is going to be beneficial is just the mental aspect that it has on our team.
Right.
Him being a part of the team and just like our team seeing that Jerry is actually trying to go win.
Right. You gotta do everything you can to win.
That's a morale booster,
right.
Even if we needed one. You know what I'm saying? So
I think we do need one.
Yeah, and I think that because we can easily get stagnant. We've had a lot of good Cowboys teams over the years that we really thought was going to the Super Bowl. We thought they had everything rolling, everything was perfect, and then next thing you know, we come playoff time, we lose to San Francisco or we lose to Green Bay. I've been through this before. So, I'm tempering my excitement.
Okay.
But we look good. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, we do.
Be able to put up 54 points in the NFL game, no matter how those points come, it's huge.
It's huge. It's huge itself. And I will say, like I said, Odell can line under the slot. He can give you 3 to 5 yards. I did say also Dak. I did say Dak is very creative. We both said that. So that 54 points was no surprise to me. It's just how they were able to get it. Their offense. The mixture of the run game, the passing game, the 4 tight ends that I like on the team. This team is legit.
Yeah, we have a lot of balance.
They do.
We're a very, very balanced team from top to bottom, and I think the only team that I see that can compete with us is Philly. And
that might be in the NFC Championship game.
And truth of the matter is, I wouldn't be mad at that. I honestly wouldn't even be mad if we lost on Christmas Eve because the chances of them beating us 3 times is not likely.
No, it's not like,
So I'm not even going to be mad if we lose that game because it's going to tell me exactly what it's going to foreshadow for
what's
the
going to
future.
take.
Because you don't beat a team 3 times in the NFL season.
don't.
That's rare.
You don't.
But yeah, I think I'm liking where we're at right now.
I mean, when you talk about Philly, I mean, I want. They did things early. They did this in the off season.
Yeah,
we didn't do much except for the draft. Now we get to the season, we're doing a lot. We're getting a defensive tackle. I think we have to be in the market for a cornerback because I don't trust Kelvin Joseph.
I don't either. He's a penalty machine.
He is, and I just don't think his head is into it. I'm glad. And
he's playing out of position. He's a safety, he's not used to covering receivers for long periods of time.
I mean, he's not. And to me, you talk about mental. The mental aspect is what happened in the off season, right? The off season is unfortunate that he did, but it took a lot of courage for Jerry to stick for him. Because I remember back. Well, I don't want to take it back. I'm going to take it back for a second. In the '90s, where the Cowboys were doing all those things off the field, Jerry has a very gracious heart.
Yeah,
like many owner in any professional sports. Because you talk about that situation, teams will be like, "You're out." Even was no legal stuff. You're out.
And you ain't even got to go back to the 90s. We can go back to Pac-Man Jones.
Right.
Or Tank Johnson. Or Sam, what's his name?
Sam
Hurt.
Yes, yeah. He's in prison right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Further my point. Jerry has no fear.
He has no fear. But
if you can ball, he's willing to take a chance.
But he can't ball. That's the thing. That's the thing, bro. Like I see him in coverage get exposed.
Yeah.
Like I don't. This is risky, right? This is risky behavior to put him in that spot.
I agree. I think it's risky, but I also see enough from our safeties. I've seen a lot of improvement from them. I'm not going to say
a whole lot.
We're great at the safety position.
Malik Hooker, Donovan Wilson.
But Malik Hooker is for real.
He's for real.
He's for real.
Whenever
him playing like that against Indianapolis and then weeks prior, he's been playing like that all season.
Yes.
So
yes.
I think he is for real, and that's going to help out Kelvin Joseph a lot.
Definitely, it's going to help him a lot.
So
thank God.
The only difference is I don't trust Kelvin Joseph in man-to-man situations.
I don't.
So that's my problem. It's going to be a flag immediately. Like I already know. He's a pass interference machine. He doesn't turn his head. He has a very, very poor technique.
He does not.
I think he has the ability to cover, but I think his technique is off in a lot of areas.
That's what we talked about last week. Was the offensive line, and Kelvin Joseph. His definitely technique's off because look who you have to face besides the Houston Texans, besides the Jacksonville. You got to face AJ Brown. AJ Brown is no.
He'll probably be on Devontae Smith. I'm sure. Let Trayvon
I'd rather have Trayvon on Devontae Smith than Kelvin Joseph because I'd rather have one of the safeties, the Wilson and Hooker, tag team apiece.
I don't know
AJ Brown
because I saw what Trayvon did to Justin Jefferson.
Yeah. So
to me. Yeah. I'd like the matchup of Trayvon and AJ Brown better than I do Trayvon and Devontae Smith. Okay. I think Devontae Smith has the potential to break your defense open if you allow him to.
If you allow him.
The thing about it, he's not one of those receivers he plays well on the opposite side of AJ Brown.
Right.
He's a perfect complementary receiver.
Right. So
with that, I think if AJ Brown is taken care of, I can live with Devontae Adams catching the ball.
Smith.
I catch some. Thank you, Smith, Devontae Smith, catching the ball. There's all these Devontaes. Too many Devontaes. But yeah, I do think that Devontae Smith is a receiver that he's a very hit or miss receiver.
Right.
Again, he's also on my fantasy team, so I have seen him. I've seen him be very hit or miss. He's lost me some games because he's only got me 4 points. So
he's not getting the ball. That's the thing. He's got to get the ball, and we got to match Phillies in player personnel,
which is impossible.
It's impossible, but
we have to contend. I think the truth of the matter is we got to make Jalen Hurts beat us while throwing the ball.
Okay.
The problem came for us in the first game was when he started leaving the pocket.
Yes.
When he started leaving the pocket and playing scramble drill and taking off running all over us, that was the problem. We don't play well against running quarterbacks.
We don't.
We don't.
We got, I don't even know who the quarterback is for Houston. It doesn't even matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I lost to Cleveland with Deshaun Watson. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
With Deshaun Watson hadn't played in like 70-something weeks. Like, what are we talking about?
I mean,
I'm not concerned about Houston at all.
They're not. They're not at this point you're going for the number 1 pick. So I'm not worried. I'm not.
They want to lose.
That's what it is.
They want to lose.
They want a quarterback. Yeah. But besides
literally the worst team in the league.
Literally the worst team. Yeah, he looked awful. But however,
it ain't even about how they look; it's who they are. Like
exactly. Like I can name one player on that, and that's Brandon Cooks, the player that we're supposed to.
And he don't want to be there.
No, he does not.
That's
like was the Houston Rockets, right? Like you watch the games. You watch Jalen Green and Kevin Porter shoot 20 jump shots a game, make all these ridiculous like moves, just trying to get open, just trying to like create some space in front of their man. And Eric Gore is like, what the hell am I playing with these dudes? These dudes are like 20 years old and they're shooting 20 times a game. Yeah. Like you look at his expression, he's a veteran on that team. That when you talked about Brandon Cooks, that reminded me of Eric Gordon on that team.
Houston just got it rough right now, aside from the Astros.
Yeah. Thank God for the Astros.
Yeah. Prayers for Houston.
Yeah, prayers for their basketball and the football
in their city. Like
there's definitely not a lot of prayers for that city. It's a nice city. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice city. Houston. It could be.
Houston is overrated. I'm gonna go ahead and say it.
I didn't say that, guys. I didn't say Houston's overrated. I will go on this. I will say y'all need to improve your sporting events. Improve your city. Period.
And they need to improve their traffic. Build a highway. I don't want to sit on 45 for an hour and 45 minutes. No,
that's the biggest thing. They need to improve their city, period. That starts from their sports.
And I'm joking, but Houston is definitely the most overrated city in Texas. By far. Like,
why does everybody go there? Everybody gathers around there. Everybody.
Exactly. Y'all love
like you talk about rappers. You talk about high-profile celebrities. Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Exactly.
I'm like, okay.
But yeah, back to the sports.
Sorry. That reminded me of that. So, running quarterbacks. We don't know who their quarterback is. Trevor Lawrence is a running quarterback. Yeah, Jalen Hurts is a running quarterback. We work on those two. We can worry about Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill is not a running quarterback. And Taylor Heinicke can run a little bit, but he's not that mobile.
Yeah.
So Trevor Lawrence is a running quarterback. I'm not too worried about him because he's Trevor Lawrence, and that's Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm not worried about him.
The thing about Trevor Lawrence, he's a type of running quarterback. He's a scrambler. He's not a running quarterback. Jalen Hurts is a running quarterback. Justin Fields is a running quarterback. Lamar Jackson is a running quarterback.
Yes.
I can name some other ones. But Trevor Lawrence is the type of scramble. He's a scrambler.
Yeah.
So he'll run if he needs to. But it's more for necessity. He's kind of like Dak in that way.
He is.
Like
Dak's a running quarterback.
I wouldn't consider
They're
that.
not, they're not allowing him to run more. Like they're saying,
It's
well,
him.
you got
It's
to
not
throw.
them. It's him.
It's him.
It's 100% him because I've seen moments now.
Yeah.
I'm talking about who Dak is currently. I'm not necessarily saying who he's been in the past because he in the past he was a running quarterback.
Yeah.
That was especially at Mississippi State. That's all that they ever did. So now I think the quarterback that Dak is leans more to a Trevor Lawrence type where he's a scrambler and not a runner. Like,
Is he afraid to get hurt?
I think because he got hurt running the ball. He broke his entire ankle running the ball.
He did, but he's the type of dude that will say, like for example, I broke my ankle. I'm going to play next week.
Yeah,
like that's the mentality that he has.
He'll say that. He don't believe that internally. You can see it.
He would say that. He
definitely
would
say that.
convince the trainers that says, you know what, I'm good.
He would definitely say that.
I have a torn Achilles. No, I'm good for next week.
Yeah, he would definitely say that. He doesn't believe it. Like you can, you can see based upon how he plays the game.
Yeah.
Now versus how he played it pre-injury. It's drastically different.
I see that. When you brought that up, I do see that.
And it could be the coaching staff being like, you need to be a smarter runner,
right?
And maybe that's the case. Like either way, it's fine.
But they have running games for him. Like when he's running, and the option is to the right to Zeke or Pollard, he's running for like 2 to 3 yards, and then he's pitching the ball out.
I think that is honestly just the new NFL.
Okay.
I think we're getting to a space where optioning is a part of the offense. Design quarterback runs are a part of the offense. Patrick Mahomes does that.
Right, but Patrick Mahomes
he's
smart.
not a runner.
He's smart.
Yeah.
He's smart with his running game. He's smart with his mind. He's the most intelligent quarterback in the league right now.
Oh, by far.
And so he's smart with it. Like he can, like, the lower body strength is his biggest skill. He's smart with where he can go and what's the football. So to me, to me, I don't like to face. I will not like to play against him. Period.
Well, good thing we don't have to.
Oh, thank God.
Because that would be a loss. 100%. We would lose to Kansas City.
Probably in the Super Bowl. But
see, I don't want to talk about the Super Bowl.
I'm just making an example.
I'm not talking about the Super Bowl.
I'm not talking about it either.
I'm not talking about until we get to the NFC Championship game. We can't talk about the Super Bowl until we get to an NFC Championship
we got
game.
steps to go there.
Yeah, we got mad steps.
If you sign right now, OBJ, right? We got about how many games do we got left? We got
4.
Houston, Jacksonville, Philly, Tennessee, and Washington. So we got 5 games. So where we're at right now, we're 2 games behind the Eagles in that division. More than likely, if they lose 2 more before we get to them,
They won't.
I mean, they probably won't.
Have you looked at their schedule?
I have not looked at their schedule.
I'll pull it up. Give me a second.
Let's see. Let's guess. Because I mean, I would like to have the division, but the wild card right now, I don't want to face.
I'm gonna read you their remaining schedule. Right.
Go ahead.
The Giants.
Okay.
Chicago.
That's a win. That's a win.
Us on Christmas Eve.
Oh man, that's
New Orleans.
That's a loss.
New Orleans, and
That's a
then
win.
the Giants again.
Okay.
That's their remaining schedule.
Now, if they clinch the division, if they win that game, they clinch that division, the NFC East.
Yeah.
Or before that. Should be before.
It'll probably be before that.
It'll probably be before that. But then, would you say they need to sit their quarterback down, or sit their offense down?
I don't care what the Eagles do.
Because last year, to me, you already clinched the division.
Yeah.
Like you know you're going to get a first round bye. Mm-hmm. So to me, why risk it?
I'm gonna tell you, I personally would love for them to risk it.
And why is that?
Because it's the Eagles, and
but I'm saying,
because in a logical world,
yeah,
Yes, sit your quarterback down.
Right,
We don't need to
right.
be playing right now.
Dude, like, what are you trying to? This happened last year with the Cowboys. They asked Dak, "Would you like to sit down?" They asked Lawrence to sit down. They asked Zeke Elliott to sit. No, we're playing the last game, whether we win or lose. And what happened? We lost. We had to play that first game. Like, what are you trying to achieve? Playing that last game, trying to risk injury. Now that the injuries have gone up, it feels like every game, some high-profile player is getting hurt.
I'm gonna be honest though. For us, for our sake, I don't fear the wild card. I prefer it.
You prefer Tampa Bay?
I would prefer. I don't care who we play for.
In Tampa Bay.
In Tampa Bay, I'm not worried about.
I'm not worried about it either.
The reason their team is not solid enough to beat us.
No.
They weren't solid enough to beat us week one.
They
but
struggled
We
against-
had our own stuff. We had
Right.
Dak issues. We had
Right.
McCarthy issues. We had a bunch of just issues.
But it's fixed.
It's fixed.
Would you say it's fixed now?
Those
Issues, coaching staff,
coaching staff.
Dak.
We're outplaying our coaching staff.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest. Like Dan Quinn is the best coach that we have.
yeah, he is
by far.
He is.
He's been doing an excellent job this season. I really do commend
Excellent
him
job.
for the job that he's done.
Yes.
If he wanted it, I would say we probably wouldn't have him next year because he's head coach material.
I don't know. I look at these teams like the Colts. Like they just got a guy that was coaching high school football, sitting on his couch, no experience in NFL whatsoever, and now he's a head coach.
Speaking of that, going back to the Colts game real quick.
Yes.
Did you find it weird at the end of the game that they took a knee? Or was that just me?
It was very weird. It was
like,
very
did we
weird
really
because
just beat y'all into submission? Like,
it's very weird because that's a coaching standpoint. That's a coach right there. Like you have a coach that sat on his ass that said, you know what, we want you to be our next head coach. You got a rookie offensive coordinator. Like I'm even older than him. You're younger than him.
Yeah.
Well, he's older than you.
Yeah.
But who, by the way, is supposed to be coaching college football. And then you got Reggie Wayne, who's a wide receiver coach, Hall of Famer. Like he talked about being where the player's at. The message is clear of what he's saying. But I feel like within the organization, Reggie Wayne should have had that opportunity
absolutely.
more than somebody that was sitting on the couch.
But we don't have to get into the black coach conversation, but there's a multitude of black coaches who should have had that job before Jeff Saturday.
Should have.
Jeff Saturday has never coached in the NFL on any level.
No.
Not as a player coach.
He's
not
been
as a position coach. He said what?
They said he was a consultant. But it's
Dog. Hey yo, don't tell me.
That's what they listed him before they evaluated him.
Dog, if that ain't smoking mirrors, I don't know what it is. Like, you're not about to sit over there and tell me, oh, he was a consultant. You know how many consultants y'all done had? Fam,
You could have had.
and if he was a consultant, he wasn't doing a good job at consulting. So what makes you think he could be a head coach? Don't get me started, bro. Now you about to piss me off.
I mean, hey, they gave him the job. Listen, I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
They could have gone outside of the organization. Like this is reminding me when what's his name? Going to NBA real quick.
Steve Nash.
No, not Steve Nash. But no, not that. Not that. That's funny. The Minnesota situation. It was a couple of seasons ago, right?
Yeah.
Who was our coach at the time? Not Randy Whitman. Not that. No. Not Alderman. Not Flip. No, he died. I can't remember. However, but Minnesota fired their coach mid-season. It was a couple of years ago. They got a guy, Chris Finch. He was Toronto. He was an assistant coach in Toronto. They hired him from Toronto's bench to coach in Minnesota. So, Karl Anthony Towns was saying David Vanderpool, an African-American man who's on staff in Minnesota, could have taken the reins of that team?
It's a long list.
It is a long list.
It's
bro.
a long list of people who should have had that job. The reality is, Jeff Saturday is not qualified for this position.
But they're going to give him.
But they're
going
to give him an opportunity, and I don't want to sound like I dislike Jeff Saturday.
I don't
like
hate him.
Jeff Saturday a lot, but I feel like every other black coach in the NFL has had to go through the weeds to get to a head coaching position. Byron Leftwich, Ty Bowles. The list goes on. Like Mike Vandy, all of them. Like there's a long list.
Right.
Of black coaches. Hugh Jackson. Don't get me. He didn't even get a fair opportunity in Cleveland.
He did not. You had to go to. He's coaching at HBCU, which I'm happy that he got a chance.
I am
but
too.
He shouldn't have to go through all that. Any African American coach should not have to go through all that to get to where they need to go.
And even that's why I applaud Deion Sanders.
Yes.
Yes. We'll get back to the NFL stuff in a second.
Yeah.
But Deion is carving a path for all black coaches when it comes to college football.
Coaching in Power 5.
I think that
it's a big deal.
A lot of us as black people, we don't always see the path that they're trying to take or his vision or what he's trying to accomplish. What we also don't realize that he's taking everybody with him, his entire staff. So all of those black coaches that didn't have an opportunity to coach at a Power 5 that was coaching at Jackson State with him, they're going with him.
They had some white coaches too there.
They did.
They have Mike Zimmerman, former NFL head coach. He's there, and then I can't remember his name, but I saw on YouTube what he was talking about. But he's on staff as well.
Yeah.
So.
And those are qualified people.
And he's trying to give them a chance at a Power 5 school.
Exactly.
And so the message is clear. Like, Deion is no fake.
Not at all.
He's not fake at all. He just says, you know what? This is my vision, and you're going to stick with it. Now, when they were doing the press conference, it was funny to me because you did not see a single African-American man or woman on, in that vicinity, except for his family. His family was there.
Yep.
But that was the only person. And we talked about that. But they looked at everybody like dominant white, right? They were saying, they were thinking, well, we got to learn from this guy. Like, this guy has a path. He can lead us to championships.
Yeah.
As they should. As they will think about that, yes. But at the same time, you got to give the man a chance.
Yeah.
Like, he can say all that, but believe it.
And the thing about it, you go to a HBCU. I want to just give the people his resume at Jackson State.
Right.
You go to an HBCU that hasn't won, that hasn't been successful. The facilities would
don't get on TV. That's all Deion.
Don't get on TV.
Like, don't have. But it's funny to me when they went to game day at Jackson State. They were playing against. Why can I not remember these things, man? Southern, I think.
I think it was Southern.
Yeah. It was in Jackson, but they go to there. But the game's on ESPN 3, ESPN Plus. Instead of being on the main network. Like, every game day that these people go to is on the main network. Like Jackson State, it's on the main network. That game they played against the SWAC championship, that was on ESPN 2. It's getting close. That's just their sister station.
Yeah.
Like, it's getting close.
And so, to further the point, like, you go to this HBCU, you rebuild their entire facility.
Wow.
With your own dollars. This is not Jackson State money.
Right.
Jackson State don't have the money to do that, which is why they hadn't done it before.
Right.
So you build this entire stadium.
Exactly.
You give them 2 SWAC championships in a row.
Unbelievable.
2 out of 3 years that you were there, you go to a SWAC championship and win it.
Right.
You can't tell me nothing about this man's resume on a
can't.
HBCU level and what he's
can't.
done for that HBCU. The level of exposure for HBCUs, you getting people like Travis Hunter.
Right.
Am I saying his name right?
Yeah. Travis Hunter. Yeah, Travis
You
Hunter.
getting him to come to a HBCU?
God. He could have gone to Florida.
He could have went anywhere in the world he wanted
Anywhere.
to. He could have went anywhere he wanted to.
But, wow.
So to me, you cannot discount what he's done at an HBCU just
can't.
because you think he's sold out.
You can't.
Our people got a really bad habit of doing that.
Right.
That sellout mentality. That
Right.
I hate to say crabs in a barrel.
Right.
But
I got to
it's
look
cliche.
into that because I heard about that. And I was like, no. He accomplished what he wanted to do.
Exactly.
And he made it further. What else more do you want the man to do?
Like do y'all not see how many players are coaching at HBCUs now? You got Eddie George
At Tennessee State.
You got Hugh Jackson.
Grambling. You got basketball real quick. You got Mo Williams, a former NBA player at Jackson State.
That's what I'm saying.
Tamika Reed. She reached national promise when they were in the NCAA tournament. They was a few seconds away of going to the Sweet 16. They were up by 10. I think it was like 4 minutes left in the game. LSU came back and they won the game by 6. LSU did, but it shows you the level of energy. This is extending past basketball.
Yeah.
After that game, Kim Mulkey was surprised. Like, the women's team at Jackson State, they got a good team. And they had a great coach. And so his energy, his mentality extends outside of the football field.
Yep.
Like everything.
Yep.
Like now everybody's saying, well, we got to schedule this game. We got to go to HBCU and we got to schedule them.
And the thing is too, like, the one thing I love about Deion is that is his connection to players and people.
Yes, yep. He convinced that predominantly white. I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10 they don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah,
they're respecting. I bet they were respecting Hugh Freeze. They're respecting. Who else can I name? They're respecting Ball Stoops.
Yeah,
but they weren't respecting Deion.
Yeah,
and then what convinced him? They took a risk. They said, you know what? I'm going to play mommy and daddy. This is how it's going to be. And I promise you, there's going to be a change.
Yeah. And I've been watching, just because I've been so intrigued with this story and the whole situation, all the surrounding commentary around it.
Yes.
I was watching him go into the locker room, like when he first was introduced to the players and the team and all of
yes,
that.
I watched that too.
And so it was just so cool to see the mentality that he came there with.
He did. He
came there like he
scripted.
was coming from an HBCU and having that experience with him and saying that you guys don't know how blessed you are to be in the situation that you're in.
Right.
I'm coming from a place where I literally had to rebuild an entire athletic center. When he got there, the ceiling was leaking and all of this stuff. The locker room, like, it was a mess.
He changed that all.
And so he put the work in. He had to go shake the hands of wherever he had to shake the hands of to get things done.
He had to go out there and convince those players, convince the facilities to say, hey, we're trying to build something here. Yeah. And he built that in Jackson State, and he's going to bring it to Colorado, which has everything.
And what he's going to do, he's going to shift the mentality because when you go to a D1 school, you have a lot of access. You have a lot of just options. You got everything at your disposal.
Everything.
You got the best facilities. You got the best training staff. You got all of the best of the best.
Right.
And so he's going to shift that spoiled mentality.
He is. Yep.
Because and he probably needed that experience at an HBCU too.
He did.
So he's shifting that spoiled mentality, and going into Colorado and be like, all right, look, y'all got to work.
Right.
There's nothing in here that you're getting for free.
Exactly.
We sat in your living rooms. We told you all of the stuff. We told you about your CV exposure and all that. You coming into a Pac-12 conference.
That is wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That he's really going to change that program.
Yeah,
And
I'm excited.
And I'm excited too. And
I'm officially a Colorado fan. Like, never thought I'd say that.
hey. I mean, they haven't won anything in years.
Yeah.
But hey, everything is there, like you said, for them to succeed. It's just that they needed a mom and dad type of person, and that's what he is.
Yeah.
Like these players, I'm pretty sure they had both parents, but however, it's like we're going to throw you into the fire. Like versus Deion's like, no, I'm not going to throw you there. I'm going to guide you elsewhere. You know, I'm going to teach you. You just got to follow me. I'm coming to work.
Yeah, I did see this morning that the Colorado quarterback that was previously there, he just entered the transfer pool. So
Yeah, because his son's going there.
And honestly, he already knows he's about to lose that job. Shador is nice.
He knows he was probably not in that meeting, or probably he was at home watching the press conference saying, "Oh man, you know, I don't know if I don't like this. I don't like this quarterback taking my spot." Like when he mentioned this is our quarterback in that conference,
and he tried to clean it up. I got a good laugh out of that.
Yeah, when he said this is your quarterback, everybody laughed. Everybody was for real. To me, I don't know if you caught this.
Yeah.
To me, it felt like he hasn't earned that spot. Shador has not earned that spot. Like they already had a quarterback there. It's just he needed to work on his technique. No other coach worked it out.
And I think he comes with the mentality of like, this is my son and nobody's going to outwork my son.
Right.
So I already know what to expect
That's
of him
what they were
because I
thinking.
raised him.
I wasn't thinking that.
I think that's what he was coming from the perspective of, but it sounded crazy.
Right.
Because like yeah, this is your quarterback.
They were thinking, oh man, this is our quarterback.
And he was like, oh yeah, he's like, he's going to have to earn it. But
Right.
like you tried to clean it up. Like, nah, we know.
We know who's going to be the quarterback.
Exactly.
We know. He's going to follow him and hopefully the other son, who's selfish,
Shiloh,
selfish, will follow with him.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure at the end of the day, there's going to be like 9 to 10 players on that team that are going to say, you know what, let's follow Deion to Colorado. We like what he's saying.
Oh, trust me.
And
that's a part of Deion's plan. Like that's what I think people are misunderstanding.
They're missing that. Colorado's missing that.
Yeah.
The fans are missing that because the fans are thinking, okay, we're going to lose again.
Yeah, there's coaches that are going to be out of a job. There's players that are not going to have a spot on this team.
Right.
Because he's bringing everybody. He's bringing his entire staff. He's bringing players that he knows. He might even mess around and bring Travis Hunter. And then what?
I mean, hey. I mean, if you want high exposure, then on the internet, which people don't watch, people are on TikTok, then why not go to a school that has a Pac-12 network? That not only you have the Pac-12 network, you have ESPN and Fox to deal with. Yeah. So basically, that's what Deion was saying. I kind of wish he would have taken that TCU job last year, but obviously, you know, they gave it to Sonny Dykes, which I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
I mean, Deion's from this area. He went to school. He coached at this area. Yeah. And I felt like it would be nice for him to coach at TCU and bring all that glam and glamour to TCU.
Well, the truth of the matter is, like, Deion is from Florida. So his ties to this area are solely the Cowboys and his family. Like his kids grew up here.
They did.
And all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I'm not mad at him. Like I would have thought he would have ended up at Florida State.
Florida State or
I thought
South
he
Florida?
I don't know if he would have taken South Florida, but honestly, he might have. But I don't,
because that I think that's South Florida. I don't know where that place is, but I think it's predominantly black. Tampa. It might be. I don't know.
So I mean, it's a relatively relatively diverse area. Nonetheless, I think that he's in the right situation to make the impact that he needs to make.
Oh, he will.
Because it's totally polar opposites of Jackson State. culture wise. Like, it's totally different culture, totally different environment, totally different.
Definitely.
Just even all the way down to the weather. He talked about that in the press conference.
Oh, yeah.
So
He said it's a beautiful city. He was just trying to convince those guys, man.
Yeah.
I think he did more convincing than trying to preach.
yeah.
So he was convincing in that press. I heard that press conference 3 times on 3 different channels on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I heard it was convincing. And he has a plan in place, which is a great plan.
Yeah.
To say, you know what, you're either going to be here or you're out. And you just, like you said, the quarterback just transferred. So I'm like, okay. He didn't want to play number 2.
Like, he didn't want to work for that spot. That's
Right.
the real. I mean,
But Shador is not a locked in starter. To Dion he is, but to me he's not, because the quarterback was there before Shador and Dion came on. So he's got to work.
yeah.
He wasn't able to work. He didn't want to work because he knew that spot was already taken.
Yeah.
Shador doesn't have a spot on a Power 5. Heck, when they announced the Heisman yesterday, his name wasn't on it. Like, can't you imagine? Like, the man went undefeated and won a championship in the SWAC, and his name is not on there.
Yeah.
That's
Because
crazy
they don't
to me.
respect the swag.
That's the
They
thing.
just don't respect it. And
That's the thing.
The reality is, there's nothing for you not to respect.
Right.
These are the same players that would have been going. I mean, granted, there's a lot of other talent that should be more considerate of a HBCU, but
Right.
most people know how the NCAA treats the SWAC.
Yeah.
It's not the
Trash-
same
trash
energy
facilities.
as it. They even put what's the UNT conference? They put them ahead of
Conference USA.
Yeah, they put Conference USA and all of those other smaller conferences above the SWAC.
Which they played more games on TV, like the stadium. You have the stadium network. You have one second. You have ESPN Plus. You have ESPN. Like, if people have out there and yourself have higher end cable, they have 5 to 6 channels of ESPN
Yeah.
Plus or the other ESPN channels. They have that. They have Fox 1. They have Fox 2. They have the main Fox. Like, what other networks does college football do not have? Heck, they even have. I've even recorded some of the HBCUs, like the challenge that they have here that they don't have in most places. Just regular channels that they'll show HBU football. Like, you can't tell me. I mean, you can't tell me. Well, I agree with you. The NCAA does not take care of the SWAC, even though they play football in the SWAC 12 games a year.
They're not even considered for actual bowl games. If you notice that,
I noticed that.
They-
I noticed that because
they're
they
not
have
being-
6 wins. They rather give New Mexico State a spot. They have 5 wins. Can you name a conference outside of Jackson State that has more than 5? Southern. So after that
Yeah.
game, who do they play for? Their season's over,
exactly.
and so they gotta wait. You gotta wait 7 months to play football again.
Yeah,
That's a long. Like, to me, I can see why Dion made that transition, because he wants to be relevant all year long. These Alabama's relevant all year long. Texas is relevant all year long. Like, all of these schools are relevant all year long.
and I'm gonna be honest. I don't think relevance was a part of his decision. I think it was literally about what he's trying to accomplish for black head coaches.
Yes.
I think that's solely it, and what he's trying to accomplish for black culture in sports.
Right. I do have a question. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your point.
I just think that he really wanted an opportunity to put our coaches on a pedestal, our
Right.
players on a pedestal.
Right.
And so by him and his likeness going to Jackson State, it did just that.
Right.
He's furthering that mission at Colorado.
Exactly.
I think that's the bottom line.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're
Yeah.
But, okay. So my question is, when you talk about that, now we have 90% African Americans playing football, right? what's the difference between an AD, a white AD, right? They have all the money in the world, boosters, they have all the money in the world.
Yeah.
What is the difference between hiring a black coach, a random black coach, versus a white coach? To me, like, for example, at Auburn, I thought they were going to give Cadillac Williams, the former running back, the job. Now we already saw Hugh Freeze work at an SEC job. Only thing is, he got in trouble for that phone ding. I feel like when you get into these interviews, they're like, okay, they see a bigger name like him. Go ahead, we got you. Versus an African American coach who's worked tirelessly, has a big resume, but doesn't get that job.
Yeah.
So my question is, what is the difference between the AD giving an African American job versus a white person?
I mean, you can even ask the same question to the NFL. It's the same mentality.
Same mentality.
It's the same exact mentality. They'll interview a black head coach
just for sake,
just for
show,
just to cover their ass, to be honest.
Right.
But I think that the NCAA is one of the biggest organizations in sports.
Yeah.
And I think that they have
everything.
The culture of the NCAA doesn't, how can I word this? It doesn't protect black coaches, athletic directors, any of that. It doesn't.
Right.
It's not for us. It wasn't originally intended for us.
Right. But
that's why we had to have HBCUs to begin with. The culture of college is built on a racist foundation.
It is.
So
it is.
When you think about that mentality and you think back along history, it's natural that these head coaches are not getting these jobs because they support their own.
Right.
That's why we have to go the HBCU route. You see so many black head coaches, former athletes going to HBCUs now.
Right.
There's a reason for that.
Right.
There's a reason for that.
But they don't get the recognition that Deion gets.
And everybody is not Deion Sanders.
He's not.
You have to think about it. Like, there's great players that have played, but Deion is one of the greatest at his position, if not the greatest.
The greatest.
I mean, honestly, one of the greatest athletes across the board in sports history.
I would agree with you on
with
that
the personality that matches that ability. So you have to you can't
still moving around like he's the president.
Yeah,
he is.
And so everybody has to understand when you go into an HBCU, it's great. That's amazing. We need that.
Right.
But on the same token, everybody's not Deion.
No,
everybody can't do what Deion did because he knew who he was.
Right.
In order for him to go to an HBCU and make that level of impact, he knew what he was. But to go back to your question, I literally think that is genuinely just the history of the NCAA and college in general that still is just ingrained in that culture.
Right. Because my thing is, Hugh Freeze signed a 7-year contract at Liberty. Right. This is a guy that in 2017, I can't remember, it was Ole Miss or Arkansas. I think it was Ole Miss that he was the coach of. He picked up, it was a private phone, and he used it for escort service. So he got fired for that. Okay. Now, so why is it that in October he signed a contract to be there? This is recent October. He said to Liberty, I'm going to be your coach for the next 7 years. Versus Auburn, I'm going to be your next head coach for the next 8 years. Why go that route? Like, I know Liberty is not a university that's high profile, but they're coming up because of you. Like, why not stay there, build a brand? Then if you want to work the SEC, then go ahead. And the more, my thing is, right, was the situation was Cadillac Williams. You gave him 5 games to improve. You fired Brian Hardison the 7th game of the season. You should have fired him before the season. All that stuff was going on. That's the thing. They don't give him enough time. You talk about the NCAA taking advantage. They don't give African American head coaches enough time to build.
But who does? What sport does?
God,
Ask Mark Jackson.
risky.
Ask Mark Jackson how that worked out in the NBA.
He will tell you. He'll
Ask
tell you.
Hugh Jackson how that worked out.
He'll tell you too. But they don't. They give them more than 2 years.
There's a few caveats, like Marvin Lewis. Marvin Lewis should have been fired years before he got fired.
Right. He's been like a whole decade. I'm sorry, 2 decades. 2 decades at that organization.
Yeah.
Because you had a committed owner that was committed in you.
With a different mentality.
Right.
Mike Tomlin.
Same thing. That's a family-owned business.
Exactly.
And so Charlie Strong at Texas, same thing. I think it was more of the boosters kicking him out. Like, that's why you gave Tom Herman, you gave Steve Sarkisian the job.
And that's another thing about the college side of things, right?
Right.
Because you have these boosters and alumni who are very heavily invested in the school.
They don't know the
financially.
offense.
They don't know anything about the sport. They just want their team to win.
Right.
That's
they
it.
give so much money.
Yeah.
Like-
And so they think they have a voice, which
Right.
they do. Money equals a voice in most
But
cases.
not that race voice, though.
No.
Not that race voice, though, because, like Deion has a resume, right?
Yeah.
Eddie George has a resume, right? Let's say Mo Williams wants to coach a Power 5. He has a resume, too.
Yeah.
And so these boosters, I think it's more race related than money.
I don't know. I think they go hand in hand. And I say that because
Sure.
a lot of the people who are investors
Right.
share that same mentality.
Right.
So-
they look at an African American and say, well, he's not going to make money.
Exactly.
He's not going to make us money.
Yeah.
That's why you see, okay, well, maybe Hugh Freeze can make us money. He's not going to make you relevant again, but he's going to make us money, though.
The smoke and mirrors of the NCAA is crazy, though.
Yeah.
I think it's my least favorite league, personally.
I mean,
because the way that they play that game,
Right.
they flower it up and make it seem like it's all about the students and their well-being.
right, it's not.
But behind the mirror, it's big business, just like anything else.
Exactly. It's not.
You got investors, you got
Right.
people involved,
Right.
you got
Sponsors.
boosters, sponsors,
You
all of
got
that.
everything. You
Network
got everything.
TV deals, all of
Right.
that.
Your TV deals, all that stuff. So you're trying to appease the audience. The audience at this point is the other race. That's the audience. Now, granted, if you had maybe a hole full of African men, African women, Mexican men, Mexican women on the boosters, it might interchange.
You might.
But I want boosters and investors to say to go to a game instead of just sitting on the sidelines talking to that person next to you, not focusing on the game. But yet behind closed doors, like you talked about, they have a hand. Like, look at the offense first. Look at the defense first. Look at the head coach first before you make a change. Like you can't make a change overnight. That's why they always say you can't change your career overnight. It takes steps, right? We have taken those steps, Gabe. Like, why? Like, I'm not saying the NCAA is racist organization. I'm not saying that. I'm not going to say that. I'm saying I want our people to have a chance.
I do too.
Like this is the world to have it, right? We're trying to build. We're not the same scrawny little kid that's going to go out there and go, do something criminal. That's a mind of a different person. Deion and other people's mind is like, I want to help these kids win, on and off the field.
It's time to build, and that's what
Time starts now.
and that's what Deion is doing. I think Deion has the potential to change the perspectives a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because of his route that he took.
Yeah. He took a very interesting route.
Yeah, like he's been coaching for years. If you know in the Dallas area, he's been out here coaching for years.
He has
head
been.
coaching,
He's been coaching his son
doing his school at Truth.
Yeah,
Like so, he's been
created a school. Prime.
Prime Academy. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, he knows his mission.
He does.
That's it. It's very simple.
I just wish that.
And I wish more of our people shared that mission.
Yes.
But a lot of his mission is executed because of his likeness and who he is.
Exactly.
So
I wish the Boulder community can give him a chance.
Yeah.
Give him a chance to build. Don't get excited by the ethnicity. Get excited by the resume. I don't know if I said it better than that. Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I watched fans outside of there was a little bit of fans, a little bit of Colorado fans, and they were excited about the ethnicity. Don't get excited about ethnicity. Get excited about the resume. Get excited about who you have as a person.
And again, I think with Deion, people are excited because it's Deion Primetime Sanders.
Exactly.
Everybody who's been a football fan in life knows who that man is.
Right.
It's one of the greatest to ever play in the NFL, period.
Baseball too.
Baseball too, professional, 3 different teams. Like, come on, man. Like, we know who Deion is.
Hey.
He's a celebrity.
There's nobody well, you can say LeBron, but
he's a celebrity. There's one thing that have been a player. Like Eddie George was a player. He was a baller. He was great. Mo Williams, he played
baller. He
played
was
well.
good.
He was good.
Baller.
He was a decent player.
Yeah.
And so, nonetheless, people know who these people are.
Exactly.
But it's different when you're dealing with the actual celebrity.
Right.
Deion is that, and he's been that for a long time. So that helps him get into a lot of these doors. It's not solely because of that, but it helps.
I think what's going to happen. I think the first question. I think that's what to the Colorado community, right? I think the first question would be, "What's your mission?" He basically laid it out to you in that press conference.
Yeah. He's changing the
All
culture.
you got to do is just listen.
He's shifting the culture.
And wait. He's going to get you there.
And I don't know if they quite understand that his response to that question, what are your plans? His response to that question is a long-term response.
Right.
You can't shift culture in a year.
Right. You're going to work.
You can't shift culture in 2 years.
Exactly.
Especially when you have a culture of losing. You have to you have to destroy it, do a whole demolition and build it back from the ground up.
Construction.
Yeah.
Construction.
It's a full-blown construction zone right now. So you got to understand that and respect. They've been working on, to give a Dallas example, they've been working on 30 for almost 20 years. That's what I'm saying.
It's not going to take 20 years to build.
Yeah, it's not. I'm using that as an example.
No, I understand.
But when you're doing construction, it takes time.
Right.
You have to be patient. You have to have patience.
Right.
That's what a lot of these teams didn't understand. Even going into the NFL.
No.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers didn't understand that with Tony Dungy.
Right.
By the time it was built and ready to roll, they handed the keys to John Gruden.
And
don't get me started on that.
And everybody rode on his bus. Tony Dungy didn't have anybody on his bus.
Nope.
But I feel like with Deion, you have to look past that. You got to look past the race. You got to be able to be on his bus.
Yeah.
You're in or you're out.
And I think Deion is one of those people who, like I said, his celebrity transcends race.
Right.
So it's not even about race with Deion specifically.
It's not. It's not because the thing about it is, and I feel like they're going to say, well, we want a championship on year 1. It may not happen.
If they say that, their expectations are
about.
Yeah, they need to stop thinking like that.
Right.
It's not realistic. Right. There's so many things that have to be put in place.
Right.
There's so many things that have to gel and cultivate.
Exactly.
Like you have to really, like I said, it's construction zone right now.
Exactly. But you have to. But the thing about it is, you have to work.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And you talk about entitlement. These guys are entitled. You have everything there. The only thing is, no one taught you how to work. Deion's going to teach you how to work. That's what one of his assistants. He has a bunch of guys for assistants though, on the business side. That's what that got to me. You're going to work.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like these colleges that are winning right now, like Alabama, you have to work.
Yeah.
Texas, you have to work.
When he went into that locker room and said, "I'm gonna try to make you quit," like he said, "Yeah, we're gonna try to make you quit."
I heard that.
That's it. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm a player, I'm like, I'm shook. Especially if I'm just coming from their perspective.
Right.
If a new coach comes in and walks in and says that,
Right.
I'm shook. I'm gonna stay. I ain't no punk. I'm gonna stay there and thug it out. But I'm letting you know right now, I'm scared.
I'm scared. I'm scared for my life.
So at the end of the day, you're gonna see who's built for that and who's not. But when you're trying to make a change and make a transition and trying to build a culture, it takes time. It's gonna take time.
You got to invest. Like you got to invest. Not only your dollars, invest in the mission that he is preaching about. That's what we're saying. You never had. You didn't invest in any other African American head coach. You got to invest in this one. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
So I mean, invest.
The NFL has to learn to do the same thing.
They have to.
They do the same thing for white coaches. They have to. There's only two. I don't even know if I can say two, because I think Lovie Smith about to be out of there after this year.
God damn, and that'd be horrible if he's out of there.
It's Houston, so
yeah, it's Houston.
You got Mike Tomlin.
Okay.
And there's some other black head coaches. I'm not talking about head coach. I'm talking about head coaches with longevity. Like,
that's the only person.
Mike Tomlin's the only one.
That's the only one. And you talk about player longevity. Like for example, Adrian Pearson as a player, he's still playing. Like, even though he has injuries, he's still playing out there. Versus Mike Tomlin, who's been there, he has longevity. So they don't look at the consistency part. They look at the dollars. And Mike Tomlin is consistent.
Yeah. He's only had one losing season in one time.
He's about to have a second one. But it's not his fault for this season, though.
You lost a franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
You lost receivers. You lost
you lost almost everything.
Yeah. And what you gonna do?
Yeah, but you're not. But that's the thing. It's not his fault.
It's not. Like.
Just imagine if the other race was there. Like, he'll be there for another year or so. Just like with Texas with Sarkisian, they went 5-7 last year.
Yeah.
Like, everyone was saying, get him out of there, get him out. I was saying, don't hire him in the first place. I'm saying that because I feel like there's more people that are worth opportunities. First of all, they hired Charlie Strong. They fired him too quickly.
Way too quick.
Way too quickly. 3 years is
again,
not enough.
You trying to rebuild a culture and you don't have time to do it. That's the black coach's story.
Right.
The reality is we'll have losing seasons, we'll have bad teams, and we're trying to re-establish our culture into this locker room. So it's impossible to do that in a year's time.
Right. They look at the dollars, Gabe. They look at the dollars. Look at Jerry. They look at the dollars. Like, the dollars make sense for them. Not for us. For them. They look at the dollars. Every college looks at the dollars. The boosters look at, the dollars. The boosters also look at the rates. That's what I'm saying. You got to look past that. Like, if we had younger people like myself, like us, in the boosters, right? We will say, okay, we will look at the list of coaches, or probably meet them and say, we got a list of the coaches we want to hire. Which one would you like to choose? And we'll say, okay, for example, Texas. We'll say, let's hire Deion Sanders. Check. Automatically. He'll rebuild the culture. That's the thing.
And I think a lot of these organizations don't have goals for their organization. Like it almost
want to hire a coach,
yeah,
for a record.
Because to me, if you really had goals for your organization,
right,
you can find a person who aligns with the goals that you have.
Yeah,
and a lot of times that may be black, that may be white, but as long as it's a qualified candidate,
right,
it doesn't matter. My issue is not about race.
Right.
It's about the quality of the candidate.
Right.
If you got a player in that's just like Jeff Saturday, but he's black, you telling me that player is getting that job? There's no way in hell.
No way.
There's no way in hell that's happening.
He'll be back on the couch.
He'll
coach 6 games.
Yeah.
He'll be back on the couch.
He ain't even gonna get to coach nothing.
Right.
He gonna be sitting in the media booth with all the media people.
Yeah, again.
So that's what I'm saying.
Again.
Like, it's the qualifications.
Right.
It's not about race. I want to make that very, very clear.
Yeah, I want to make that clear too.
Yeah, like
it's not about. I know. I understand what you're saying. I want when that happens, when you hire, so you don't have to look at the race. They look at the race to hire.
Yeah.
Look past that. Look past that. The vision, right? Not every person is going to give you a vision. Not like white people, they're not gonna give me a vision. Not all people.
Yeah.
Not all people. I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, if you're smart, you're intelligent, you give me that confidence. Okay, I'll listen. But to me, you got to look past it.
Yeah.
And I hope they look past the race.
And I would just love for them to understand the demographic of the players as well.
Oh,
I think they neglect that part, because a part of what made Jackson State so successful is the fact that Deion is them.
He brought the culture. Everybody.
He brought everybody in, but he's a player first, but he's also a black player.
Yeah.
He understands the plight of the black player.
Yes.
He also understands the plight of a black man.
Right.
There's certain things that a white man can't teach a black man.
That's true.
Because you haven't experienced it.
True.
We live different experiences.
Right.
It's not a bad thing. It's just different.
Right.
And so when you understand that 75 to 80% of the NFL is black, you have to take that into account, and who is going to really align with these players and get the best out of them. Because the mentality, the thought process of a black coach is going to be like, oh yeah, I know how to connect.
Right.
I know how to connect here.
Right.
A part of being a great coach is the connection.
True. Connection. That's true.
So
you're right.
We can leave it there, but
you're right.
Yeah.
You're right about that. But that's good. But sticking on that point, final point, you're right about that. I just hope that, like you said, I hope it opens more doors for us. And just overall, this climate right now, like, it doesn't have to be sports related. Just open the climate.
Yeah,
like just open the climate for everybody, right? We want to see not only black athletes, we want to see every athlete on TV. Yeah. We want to see that. So open it up, man. Open up your dollars. Like Deion, like you said, Deion did it with his own money. Nobody else. You can't say nobody else has done it. Nobody else. He did it. I just wish that it was at TCU. But besides the point, or UNT. Besides the point, I will talk about that next. But that's it, guys. We're not leaving yet. We got another show to do. But coming up next, I appreciate your insight, Gabe. Forgot to it's still at the end. But coming up next, we're going to talk about UNT football. Now, I'm going to warn you, there's a rant coming. So let's talk about it. It's Fishbowl Radio.
Yo, man. Yo, open up, man.
Yo, what do you want, man?
My girl just caught me.
You made her catch you?
I don't know how I let this happen.
The who?
The girl next door, you know?
right here on Fishbowl Radio. So, guys, I did tease this during the break. We are on for 2 hours, starting in January, I think. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Today, my bad. Today. So, today we're starting that. So, however, let's dive into this game against UNT versus UTSA. Guys, I don't get tired talking about UNT because that's my school. I support that school 95%. I'm not going to say 100% because there's the last 5% I don't support. Okay. Now let's dive into this game. They got beat 48-27 in the championship game. It was an embarrassing performance. Like I don't understand this. Every season we have to go do the same shit. I just don't understand. Nothing would change. Nothing. Before I get into it, let's talk about the quarterback, Ani. 14 for 29 for 194 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. Dude, you can't play any worse than that. What is wrong with you? I just said during the offseason that you are not that dude. You're not that dude. Okay, you got records. It doesn't matter. You got records that pass a former quarterback Mason Fine and all that crap. It doesn't matter about that. What matters is victories. We want to win the conference. We did not. A quarterback has to take you places. Kind of like your parents, right? They got to take you everywhere you go. Ani takes us to inconsistency. What the hell is that? Like, come on, man. I can't deal with inconsistent quarterback play. Guys that don't care about playing college football. The media always talks about, your age. Oh, yeah, he's a 30-year-old quarterback playing college football. Who gives a damn? You shine that light towards you. That's selfish. We don't care about your age. We care about the play on the field. The field is more important than your age. If you want to be 30 years old elsewhere, then go ahead. But it doesn't matter. You spent like 6 years. That's great. But it doesn't matter. It comes to this point. Man, I just don't understand this, guys. But then you got Frank Harris. I told someone on social media, I said, put a quarterback spy in the middle of the field. They said, you know what? We don't know this guy. We're just going to like it because he loves North Texas football. Yeah, you like it, but I'm right. I was right. Look at this stats. He carried the ball 16 times for 49 yards and a touchdown. That's their quarterback. I was right. I said put a quarterback spy in the middle of the field. They did not. He was running everywhere from left, right, to sideline. You guys, dude, hire me as a coach. Hire me as a defensive coordinator. I know this shit. I know how to stop a running quarterback, just like we talked about. Like, come on, man. I can't do all this. So yeah, that quarterback, he's a great quarterback, but no way in hell he shouldn't get half than 100 yards. He got 49 this game and he scored. What are you going to say about that? You're going to say, well, he's a great quarterback. He just did his thing and all that stuff, and he led his team to the second consecutive championship. He did do that, but we did not put a spy in there to stop the run. Another thing is, I want to give a shout out to UTSA as a whole, as an organization, as a college. Congratulations for whooping our asses. Congratulations on winning a championship. But I I want to shout out to Zachary Franklin. He had 10 receptions with 144 yards, 3 touchdowns. You made it too easy for him. It was too easy. It was almost like he was in a video game playing against their defense. And there was a key point in the second quarter where UTSA was about to score, right? They scored a touchdown. They got a penalty. It got called back. Now in football sense, okay, you get a penalty, you got called back. You score a touchdown, you got called back. The whole process is now you stop them. In UNC's process, they score a touchdown with no penalty. What does that tell you guys? You guys are inconsistent. But shout out to those players, man. They truly, really respect. I respect them so much that you don't even know. So there was a lot of problems in this game, guys. It starts in the press conference during every game this season that they had. Every game they were reading off a script that someone made up for them, and then you got to go recite it. Like I remember they were saying, "We got a great quarterback, we got a great team," but your record is 2-3, or your record is like a 500 record. You're not a great team when you're a 500 ball club. That's not great. You're not great when you're not even great. You don't even have a great quarterback. A great quarterback will be in the Heisman conversation right now. What conversation is Austin on the end? I'll wait. There's no conversation for him. You don't have a great quarterback. You don't have a great team. You don't have a great running back. You don't have nothing on that team that pertains to greatness. You know who's great? Georgia. You know who's also great? Michigan. You know who's great too? TCU, down the street. You know who's great? Ohio State. You know who's great? Alabama. I just named you 5 colleges that are better than us, way better than us. Those are great. We're decent. We are an embarrassment. How are you going to have TCU on the come up? The first year they hired a coach, they're in the college football playoff. We have our coach for 7 years, and nothing. And then you say greatness? What's your definition of greatness? My definition is giving all out. Y'all played unexpired this game. Y'all didn't give a damn. Oh, it's just a championship game. Oh, we're going to just lay an egg. You gave up. You had to beat Rice to get there. Literally Rice. You didn't eat rice. You had to beat Rice to college. Oh, that was good. Oh, that was a good one. So that was a good joke. That was good. So was that how embarrassing is that? How embarrassing is that? Like unexpired that game. I'm embarrassed for that school, guys. You know what's funny? I was watching that game on a monitor. I was watching it, and all the plays that I saw, I wanted to punch the monitor, but I can't punch a monitor, guys. I can't punch a monitor. If I was watching this game on TV, it'll be different. I can punch a TV, but I cannot punch a monitor. This is ridiculous, man. We have no confidence in that program. We have nothing. Period. You can build all that crap, but yet we get crap back. I have never seen any other college play or design a plan the way UNC has. It's all about throwing money away. Someone will find that money in the trash and pick it up and make use of it. Us, we don't make use of anything. You build a football indoor program. It's supposed to win games. It's supposed to win a championship. You better yet have great press conferences instead of the awkward ones. Yeah, I heard the awkward ones. Those are awkward press conferences. We got to change that shit. We got to stop having awkward press conferences before or after the game. We can't have that. We can't have that. This is ridiculous. This is, when you have a fan base that is gullible, we are a gullible fan base. I'm not gullible. I'm far from gullible. I'm truthful. I'm real. People in life don't want to hear the realness because they want fakeness. When you ask someone, okay, hey, can you give me free tickets to the game? They'll be like, if you say no, they'll fit. So that's not being gullible. Let me give you another example. Another example would be, oh yeah, we got our ass beat by 20 points, but yet we're going to come 3 days later. We're still a great team. Guys, we have to be real. And I want UNT students to know this. You guys have to show your real selves. Stop being fake. Show your real. If you are going to the game and all is still supporting, that's great. That's great you're supporting. But 9 times out of 10, y'all not paying attention. You are not paying attention. Yeah, I'm calling you out because you don't pay attention. I went to that school and I sat in the student session and y'all were not paying attention to the game. Y'all were worried about other stuff after the game. Y'all were worried about other stuff during the week. You don't invest in the program like I do. I'm 35. I invest in that program. I went to that school. I went to that school from 2008 to 2011. I invested in that program. I went to every football game. I invested my time and my money. And it was short, but I invested my time. It doesn't matter where you sat at. I invest my time and my resources to watch this shit every year on themselves. This is ridiculous, man. We are gullible because y'all don't focus you don't focus. We have to be real with ourselves. That this team is straight garbage. I have never seen this before. I don't even watch other colleges. I watch colleges for the bigger matchups. I watch UNT. This is absolutely a shit show. I have never seen it before. Even, what is it called? Even the Jingle Ball that I went to last week was better than UNT football. At least they didn't have to beat Rice. At least they didn't have to eat rice. At least they didn't have to do something before the show to get themselves motivated. Like, my wish when you move to the next conference is to utilize the facilities properly. Okay? There's nothing bad about building stuff, guys. But you have to make it worthwhile. Period. You can't just say, well, we're going to build a stadium and we're going to have 30,000 people show up. The first game, 30,000 people showed up. That's how much they hold the stadium. Let's say you go to a bigger college. Let's say you go to Michigan, or let's say you go to Texas. Texas holds 100,000. Now Texas is the worst example that I ever made. They're the worst team in that Big 12 conference. They are. And I know Texas fans will agree with me with this. They are the worst team that, well, Jamie, they won 8 games. It doesn't matter. Like you guys are not back. When's the last time you won a championship? I'll wait. They show this every year. Every offseason, they show the championship every year. Every year. The 06 championship game against USC, every year they show that. With that being said, but yet, y'all can pack a stadium. Y'all can pack 80,000 people. Y'all can pack 100,000 people. UNT can only pack 15,000. Like when you go to the next conference, I want y'all to extend it to like 45,000. UTSA had 41,000 people show up to the game. That was 95% them, 5% us. The people that traveled to the game from the Denton side. Y'all wasted your time. Y'all wasted your money. You should have stayed home and watched the game. That was all UTSA. They dominated that stadium. Y'all were nowhere in sight. I didn't hear y'all. I was watching that TV, even though the commentators were talking. I didn't hear y'all. I heard more UTSA. And when I watched that game and I watched the other game that we played against in October, it was heartbreaking for me because I cared. But y'all don't care about other people. You care about them. You care about yourself. That's what they call selfishness. Y'all care about somebody giving you a script to read off of every press conference. Is this what we're doing right now? Say your real feelings and then move on from there. I can't deal with this team, man. But anyways, you must have to take. We got to be real fans. We got to be real UNT fans. If we want this football team to succeed, we have to be real with ourselves. Okay. All right. Thank you. Now, now the coach got fired. He got fired on Sunday, which that's premature to me. You know why? Because why would you fire the coach after you wait 2 days after the game has played to fire a coach? 2 days after the championship game to fire a coach. You could have fired him this season. You could have fired him last season. Last season was even worse. Because we started 1-6 and then we won the last 5. We went 6-6. We lost the ball game against a team that we never heard of. But yet you kept him along because, oh yeah, we're building momentum off this coach. What has he done differently? He has done nothing. That's why he got fired. That's why you wait. You don't wait that long. That's too long. Other teams are firing their coach mid-season. And then that coach doesn't work out mid-season, then at the end of the season, then they say, you know what, we're going to hire another one. We're going to hire another coach in the off-season. That's what they do. But what coach is going to take over this program? This man had 7 seasons to improve. He did nothing for 7 seasons. A 500 record. 500. 0-7 postseason play. You went to 2 championships and you failed at them both. They were both blowouts. Like, you can't make this crap up. The recruiting has been bad. You got 2 well-known high schools in Denton, Geyer and Denton Ryan. Majority of their good athletes are going to Big 12 schools. They're going to the SEC. They don't want to go drive down the street to go to UNT. That's what we're missing in this program. We're missing local kids that want to go to UNT. The pitch is not there. It will never be there. Like we just talked about Dion before the break. If Dion was coaching this team, I would want that as my head coach because I know the vision that he will bring. I know the Chasman, I can't remember, I can't pronounce that word. The charisma that he will bring. Charisma, thank you. The charisma that he will bring. Come on, man. Like you can't make this crap up. You can't. Who's going to coach this football team now? What other options do you have? You can't just pull a guy off the street to coach a football team. Heck, you can pull me off the street and coach a football team. I'll tell you how it is. I will say, you know what? This quarterback ain't going to work out. I will bench Ani. I will get another quarterback that will give us an opportunity to win, not just throw the game away. I'll give our running game. I will go to one running back, not multiples. that want to run the football. I will open the passing game. I won't throw it to one receiver. I will throw it to 5, 6 receivers on the team. I will hold players accountable for their actions on and off the field. That's what's not happening at UNT. And that's why you see the failure. What success have y'all made in football? In basketball, the ladies have not had much success. The men have. Because they care. They invested so much. They have little resources. That's how much they care about other sports in that program. Football, they have a bunch of resources. Seth did not utilize those resources, guys. He did not utilize anything. That's why he was lame at coaching. Period. Should have fired him last season. When you went to 1-6, fire the coach. There's other coaches out there that are more worthy. I would like to see an African-American coach. Give him the job. I would like to see another. I would like to see a diverse AD. It's time. The AD that was there, Warren Breaker, he took the job at West Virginia, and we say good luck, but he's a problem too. He failed at this. What makes you think he failed at UNT? Is he going to fail at West Virginia? What makes you think that? The dollars make sense. If it makes sense, then you're going to take it. But you're not going to improve that program. You're going to make it worse. And I mean that. I'm seriously going to mean that. I said, you know what? He's going to make the program worse. The football program. I'm not sure about basketball or softball or soccer or any of that matter. I think the football is going to be his worst feat to take. To take on. What has he done in this program to make us relevant again? That's why he ran out like a bee. Because I mean, you got to take accountability. That's why I said you have to take accountability for the problems that are having in the football program. Now they're going to say, well, we're not going to listen to this guy. This guy's foolishness. They're talking about me. And I'm like, no. Because y'all are going to hire coaches that could have had an opportunity elsewhere. But it's not worth it. It's not worth it. This is not an attractive job. The TCU one is attractive, but they have their coach. Texas is attractive. They have their coach. Alabama is attractive. They have their coach. This is not an attractive job. What job do you have? What job? What coach would like to come in and say, you know what? Come to Denton, Texas, and say, you know what? I'm ready to bring celebrity in this city of Denton. What celebrity do you have? What high-profile name? Seth is not a high-profile name. The only reason why he's a high-profile name because he spent 7 seasons there of that nonsense. I want to see them succeed. I want to go to the games to the point where we're relevant again. We're not relevant anymore. We're garbage. We talk about construction. We're at construction. We're trying to rebuild the football program. The football program is garbage right now. We have nothing to prove to anyone. You can get all the transfers in the world. They will say, let's go to UNT. Let's go to TCU. TCU's down the street. I wouldn't blame them. I wouldn't blame them not going to TCU or Texas. If you want to win, you go to TCU. If you want to lose, go to UNT. Can we win a championship, please? Can you bring some I'm messing it up again. Charisma to the program. Thank you. To the program. Like, dude, I have never been excited about UNT football since, since 08. And even then, the Dodge family ruined it. Todd ruined it. Riley ruined it. I was there for the Dan McCartney era. He had some good He won a bowl game, but he ruined it the last 3 years. His Seth ruined it the last 7. I'm tired of the inconsistency, man. I'm tired. I'm a passionate fan. I want to purchase season membership. Why am I going to purchase a season membership when we win 8 games or 8 or 9 games a year? I'm not doing that. I'm sorry, I am doing that. I am purchasing games. I'm not purchasing season membership games at 6 or 7. I have never purchased a season membership to any sporting event. You know why? Because I always expect the worst. And my worst is true. My worst is true. This team is garbage. How many times do I gotta say that? I'll say it all day. Until I see some consistency, I see some build-up in the football program. Then I'll say, you know what? We're going somewhere here. But I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say that 5 years down the road. Y'all will say, gullible fans will say, well, if we win a championship after the first season, we're back! We're back! We're not back. That's what Texas said. Texas, if they win a bowl game, they say, we're back, we're back. We are not back. We are not back. Back means you win a national championship. That's what back means. Everybody will say, we're going to take you seriously. We're going to take you seriously. That's when you win a championship. That's when you say you were back. Not a conference championship. A national championship, to the point where you're bringing fans in, you're bringing people in to invest, to invest in the program. So, with that being said, we're not back, guys. We are starting from scratch. This is going to take years to improve. I'm not happy about it at all. I'm being honest with you. I'm disappointed. I'm furious that we wait 7 years to fire this man. Everybody's getting 3. Everybody's getting 4. 7 years and nothing. And nothing. Look at the head coaches that we have, the athletic listing. They listed Joseph Fuente, a Virginia Tech coach. Here's another one. Here's the one that I find funny. Garrett Riley, the brother of Lincoln Riley. Okay, first of all, Lincoln Riley is not doing well at USC. You know that. You know that. They lost in the Pac-12 championship game. I mean, they're offensive related. So what makes you think that his brother is going to do the same thing at UNT? He already has it made. Why do we need him? Why do we need a coach like him? Why does he need to take a step back? That's like saying I work in radio, but I want to go work at McDonald's. What's the difference there, guys? You took a step back in life. Well, it's not entirely bad, I would say, but you're trying to work to improve yourself, and he has done it. His brother has done it. You have the most prolific offense in the league. You're in a college football playoff. I don't think he will want to take this job because of where we're going. We got to hire the AD first, and then he or she will make the decisions from there. And I say she because there's going to be a woman AD. I want diversity at UNT. I want that. Whether it's in the program, whether it's in football, definitely football. I want that. I want these players to relate. I want diversity. Can we have that, please? Thank you. Now, but I don't want Garrett Riley to leave in a job that he could easily be a head coach at a Power 5 or a better Power 5, not this one. I don't even know these other cats on the list. I know Graham Harrell. He's the West Virginia offensive coordinator. He did coach at UNT. He was their offensive coordinator back in the day. I think it was like 2014, 15, one of those years. And so, but he's a tech guy. He's a Texas Tech guy. I don't see him getting the job either. It's just guys like that I don't want. He's a former player too in the NFL, and he was very, very great in college. I mean, I wouldn't mind them going after Graham Harrell. He knows the program. He knows everything about it. He coached it. So I wouldn't. If they go that route, then I wouldn't be mad at them. Now, if they go hire Garrett Riley, I will be disappointed because I think Garrett Riley would be great elsewhere. But those are my two candidates outside of the Athletic that listed about 9 of them, which I only agree was 2 of them. But at this point, there's going to be a no-name coach, right? Like, for example, we didn't know Seth Littrell. We didn't know Dan McCartney. We knew Todd Dodge because his son Riley was a quarterback. And Riley was horrible at quarterback. Todd was horrible as a coach. I suffered through those years. I suffered the 2-10s. I suffered the 3-9s. I suffered when the coach was selfish, entitled about himself. Go look at South Lake now. Is it any different there? No. Part of the reason why they didn't come to the show. But I'm not going to knock on them anyways. But we got a bowl game to go, guys. I'm not saying to win, a bowl game to go to. We got the Frisco Bowl on the 17th. Now, I'm debating on whether to go to that game or not. Should I go to that game? I don't know. It's in Frisco. Should I go to that game? I don't know. We'll see. But we'll see. It's on TV anyways, but we'll see about that. But it's the last game. Phil Bennett is the interim coach. He's a long-time defensive coordinator. He's going to be taking the reins for one game, which that doesn't make sense to me. If you're going to make a coach the intern, why not fire him mid-season? Why you got to wait 2 days after the game, after the championship game? Why not just finish it? That's why I don't agree with firing coaches before after a championship game or after a season that they're going to the bowl game. I think what makes sense is you keep Seth till the bowl game and then you fire him afterwards. Or better yet, fire him this season. That doesn't make sense to me. See that right there? You're already going through a consistent battle. This is why this is not an attractive job. The way you operate is not consistent enough. Period. You gotta hire. You gotta take advantage of the transfer portal. There's a lot of team players in the transfer portal. If Arnie's leaving, I want a quarterback like Hudson Card on my team. He's a former Texas quarterback. He's transferring out of Texas. Reason being, they're gonna get Arch Manning next season, and Quinn Ayers is inconsistent. Quinn Ayers took his job away. That's like taking your lunch. Hudson Card was a better quarterback than Quinn Ayers. Texas fans, you know that. He led you to 3 solid victories before Quinn crapped it up. This dude's not a quarterback. This dude is a money grabber. He's focused on grabbing the money than playing quarterback. That's why you go guys out there, Arch Manning. Because Arch Manning's a quarterback. Period. But that's a different discussion for a different day. But anyways, got to utilize the transfer portal and definitely hire the AD before the head coach. It's got to be accomplished. A well-accomplished AD that can strive for this program, that takes no nonsense, that doesn't have to read a script. to get our attention. Dion, when I read that press conference, there was no script involved. It was from the heart. We got to have coaches from the heart. We got to have ADs from the heart. You got to care. They see 30,000 people. About 10,000 people, including myself, care. All those 20,000 are students that don't care. They care about being on TikTok. They care about the music program. They care about what's going to happen. What's going to happen tonight? We're going to party tonight out of the game. We got our ass beat by 30 points. We're going to party in San Antonio. San Antonio is a great place. Don't get me wrong. I didn't spend my time in San Antonio, but it's a great place to have a party at. That's what they're going to think of, guys. We got to have goals, man. That's what we talked about. Have to have a vision, or else nothing works. It's like in a relationship. You got to have a vision to get married. That's what most men or most women are not doing. That's why you see all the inconsistencies right now. But I'm not going to dive into that conversation because it's a passionate conversation that I don't want to have. But with that being said, I hope y'all like my passion today. We're going to end it. But I do want y'all to like, comment, subscribe, because there's going to be more things coming. So in the new year, best believe I'll always be here. I'd always be here. Trust me. But with that being said, guys, have a good day. I hope you laughed. I hope I made y'all day. So have a great day. I'll see y'all next week on Fishbowl Radio. Thank you, guys.
Hi, this